Alright, in this video I'm going to show you guys, like I said in the last video, how to set up a React router so that we can have several different routes or components that we can visit. Um, First thing I'm going to have to do is install a package. So I am using npm, the node package manager. You can use yarn or whatever you might be using. So the first thing we need to do is install React Router DOM. Okay, so we're gonna run npm install. You can just also write I, which stands for install. Npm I or install React dash router dash DOM, just like that. Press enter, and that should take a few seconds to download. We're gonna we're gonna be inside of our index.js file a little bit today. So it looked like it installed successfully. If we want to see, we can run over to our package.json file and look inside of our dependencies object right here. And we can see React Router DOM is installed. Okay, so for this to work, we need to come into our index.js file and we need to import something from React Router DOM from what we just installed, right? Lower that down a little bit. We're going to import, and now we're going to import hash router from React Router DOM. Okay. So hash router is sort of basically just going to use hashes for our routes within the URL, I guess you could say. So here we're going to come down below react.strict mode, and we're going to do hash router right here, okay? And we want this to surround the app component right here. All right, so now once you've done that, we can go ahead and exit out of our index.js file. And inside of our source folder, we're going to create a new file. And I'm just going to name this routes.js. Okay. We got routes.js. And in here, we can import our components and make paths for them, right? We can make our routes for them. So in our source folder as well, I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this components. And inside here, I'm going to make two files. We'll do class.js and we'll do functional.js. Okay, so I'm just going to set these up. All right, now we can come back into our routes.js file and we can import those two components. All right, so we can import class from /components, which is this folder, /class, which is the component. All right. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. And then we can also import functional from the same folder. Now right here, we're going to export default all of our routes that we're going to make. Okay. So we also need to import a couple more things. So we're going to import React from React, but we're also going to import switch. Oops, not switch case, switch and route, not from this, from React Router DOM. Okay, so switch and route from this package that we installed earlier, React Router DOM. Okay, so we're going to put switch right here. We're going to wrap all of our routes with switch. And to create a route, we just use the route component that we are importing right here. So route, and this is a self-closing tag. And right here, we can define the path. So I'm going to do path equals /class. All right. And over here, the property component, we set this equal to the component that we want it to relate to. So we have switch, and inside of the switch tags, we have our self-closing route component with the path property and the component property. The component property being set to the component that we want to correlate to our path. All right, so we can do this once again, but with our functional component. So we can do / functional, just like that. Component property, functional, just like that. All right, so now since we're exporting our routes, we can import them somewhere. So we're going to head back to our app.js right here. I'm going to get rid of all this. And then we're going to come up to the top right here, and we're going to import that routes file. So we're going to import routes from ./routes. Okay, so we're importing this file right here. And then here in our return, we're just going to use some JSX, so curly brackets, and then routes, just like that. Okay. So now if we refresh the page, we should see nothing, right? But if we go up here to the path, we can type /class, and we should see class component, which we do. You can also type /functional. We should see functional. All right, so we're using React Router DOM to be able to switch between multiple components in a single paged application, right? Which is what React is. Okay, so instead of having to type in the path each time we want to visit another component, I'm just going to show, there's several different ways you can do this, but I'm just going to show you a simple way to be able to switch between your components, which is actually one of the more common ways. So basically, I'm just going to create a header file, which is basically be the nav bar. Okay. So it is just going to be a functional component, function header. You're going to return, and then right here. Okay. Now what we're going to want to do is import link from React Router DOM. Okay. So once again, this is the package we installed earlier. We're installing this link right here. Okay. Inside of our header, we can go just like this link, and then it takes, if you type between it, it's just simple text. So link also has a property, which is to, just like this. And inside of this property, you can input the path that you gave it in routes. Okay, so /class is what we're going to do for this one. To /class. Then we can do this again, but with the functional component. So we'll just do that. All right. So this is our simple header. Go ahead and export default this. And inside app.js, we can import our header from components folder and then our header file right here. All right. And then down here, we can just go header just like that. Now, any component or text or whatever you place inside of your app.js file is going to be consistent no matter what component you are on. So it's a good idea if you have a header that you want consistent throughout your entire application, you can go ahead and add that to your app.js right here. You can render it inside of your app.js. Now we can see up here, we can see class and functional. And if we click on class, we're at the class component. And if we click on functional, we are at the functional component. All right, I'm just gonna make this a little bit easier to see because it's kind of squished together, I'll just add a break right here and some inline styles right here. So as you can see, we can switch easily between these two components, and it doesn't matter which component we're on, we can still see the header with our routes at the top, which allow us to switch between them easily using this link that we're importing from React Router DOM. And there's also another way to do this using React hooks, but I'll get into that in another video when I go over state management and using state inside of functional components. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got lost or confused or anything, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try and answer it, or maybe you can go back and watch the video or visit another previous video if you need help with the initial setup of the React app and whatnot. But yeah, thanks for watching.